What's going on, guys? Kraig here. Thanks for checking out this video. You're probably checking it out because of the title, which will probably read something like how I made my listing go from 250,000 to 5,000, or not 5,000, 50,000 in a single day. Now, just a little disclaimer, this may or may not work for you, and the reason that is because I think originally I was doing a few things wrong. Now, this will help you if you're also doing those things wrong, but for myself, I think I started out at 250,000. By the way, maybe I got ahead of myself here. 250,000 BSR, so bestseller rank. So that means that my ranking was very, very, very low. Very low. Another little caveat. I started my product. I did get a yes from Tanner when I started my product. However, I found out that there's probably, I don't know, a good 5 or 10 different keywords that my products sell under. The one that I was using for my Jungle Scout numbers to verify whether it was a good product to sell or not was, I'm gonna take these glasses off. Just got through doing some more research. I'm thinking about starting another product. This chair's not very comfortable. Anyways, so I got the yes from Tanner, but realistically I was using the wrong keyword to judge my competition level. Now the good news is, the thing that I did do right was I found a product that is selling. It has a high number of estimated sales, but the competition probably 2 or 3 times higher than really what I want. So I am starting kind of slow. I just got another sale a few minutes ago. That brings me to a total of 4. That's not real great considering I've been selling 4 days. I was hoping for more, but I realized that the first 3 days I was realistically doing a few things wrong. And so I'm gonna bring this all together and kind of share how I'm putting things right and getting myself back in order. I've lost my train of thought now. So, right, you guys showed up to this video today because you want to know how I raised my ranking so significantly, so quickly. Now, I changed several things, so I'm gonna tell you what each one of those things were. I don't know if they all together helped do this or if it was one single thing, but yeah, I'm just gonna tell you all of them and hope that, you know, maybe one of them helps you guys get your ranking, get you to rank better. Man, I can't talk today for shit. Anyways, so the very first thing I did was I had talked to James about my keywords, and it worked out kind of funny because James had the right information that I needed, and yet it wasn't complete and whole. So on the back end, Tanner shows you how to go through and make a keyword list and build your keyword list up, right? So I had thought in my head that I had done that at the beginning, and then later I went back after we got our product in and it was ready to start selling, and I had actually forgot to set my keywords up. I had went in and done a few. I had maybe, I don't know, 6 long tail keywords that I'd plugged in, and so I was running my PPC and I got a ton of clicks just in a few minutes of running that. I actually toned it down because I wasn't getting any buys from those clicks. I think that first day I did 110 clicks and I didn't get a single buy, so that was very frustrating. Now, when I mentioned that problem to James, I'm talking about James from Canada, the one that's doing just freaking amazing. By the way, me and you, buddy, we need to sit down and chat. We need to coordinate some efforts. I'd like, I know we're doing the competition with who can get 100 subs, or not 100 subs, 1,000 subs first, but I'd like to do maybe a YouTube jam with you and just have some conversation that may be helpful to others. Anyways, So I was talking to him, and he's like, well, how many keywords do you got? I was like, I don't know, let me go look. And I went, oh shit, 6. And he's like, I have like 1,000. Okay, so that's problem number 1. The second problem was obviously my listing had some problems with it. And so, and the reason I know that is because I got a bunch of clicks, people were interested, but it wasn't completing the sale. It wasn't selling them on the idea of buying my product once they got there. So I knew I had some work to do there. So we got keywords, we got listing. Let's talk about my images. Now, originally my images I thought were pretty good. I shared them with a couple of people that did reviews for me. Some of them indicated that they could probably be better, so I reworked them. And I also got another suggestion. I can't remember your name off the top of my head, but thank you so very much for the idea. It was to put badges on the picture. Putting a badge for like quality or money back guarantee, those, obviously I haven't seen a bunch of sales, but he has seen great results from that. And I've added it to mine, and I think it's attributed to me at least getting a sale today. So, fantastic idea. So there's a problem with the listing. The listing is broken into your title and your bullets and then your description. So the very first thing that gets seen is your title, the second thing that gets seen is your bullets, and then your description. So it needs to be prioritized in that manner of what needs the most focus. So let's jump into what I did that raised my rank so significantly. The very first thing that I noticed was I went through and compiled a keyword list. And you probably did it similar to the way I did, which was I went to keyword inspector and I got a reverse ASN, and I built a master list off of 2 or 3 of my top competitors, and I went to merge words and I grabbed a bunch of words out of there that I thought were good, and I put them all in this single list. I copied them, put them in a Word document, went through and got rid of a few of the irrelevant ones, and then I put it in the duplicate keyword removal tool, and then I just plugged as many of those fuckers in there as I could. I stuffed the ever living out of my keywords. I literally used every character count available. So I think it's 1,000 characters per line. I used every one of them, stuffed the out of it. And yeah, that was day 2, and I set my account up for AMZ Tracker, which I don't know if I'm going to keep using that or not, but it's kind of a neat tool. A little bit too expensive for what it's giving me. I think I'm probably going to stick with Kibble, which has some of the same functionalities, and I'll get into that in a minute. So I looked in my AMZ Tracker and realized that my rank was at 250,000. I was like, well, how am I ever supposed to rank, or how am I ever supposed to get anybody to buy with a rank like that? And I'm like, there's just no way I can do it. And I was like, I've got to fix something. So I had remembered that I had kind of glanced at my rank just in Seller Central previous to putting all those keywords in. I really can't talk today. So I think that I was somewhere around 150,000 before I changed my keywords. And so I went, holy shit, I think that there's a possibility that I'm getting docked in my ranking because I've put too many keywords in there. Now, don't get me wrong. Most of these are completely relevant-ish to what my product is, obviously, because I basically stole my competitors' keywords. That being said, there's things like, then, some other off-topic things that, yeah, sometimes it may get a search or two under that keyword, but I had so many additional extra words that were not just hard-hitting keywords that I think that affected my ranking drastically. So what I did is I went back through and I picked out only the keywords that had substantial search volume. And then I ran it through the duplicate keyword thing. And then I went through and I picked out every single word that was not directly correlated to what my product was. That means I removed the, and. So if you searched for grill gloves and you were like orange grill gloves, if that was in there, I removed orange. I don't want those extra key filler words in there. And what I ended up with was a list of about, I don't know, probably 20 words, 20 keywords per line. But they were hard-hitting, relevant keywords to what my product is. So that's the first thing I changed. The second thing I changed is I made sure that my description had those in them. Now, not all of them, obviously, because I went back to, I don't want to stuff the out of this. I want just the most important ones. So I used the highest search volume ones and put those strategically in. Also, something else to note that I figured out, and this only applies to you if you have a website. I do. It's craigbond.com. If you haven't checked that out, go check that out. But so when you're writing your description, Amazon allows you to key in whatever, but you've seen other product descriptions that they may have different colors and they have nice bullets next to them. The format's different. Well, I found out that that's actually HTML, and I can actually go type it in the way I want it in a new page in my website, and then I can click the, I'm using WordPress, I click the not visual text, just the, I can't think of what it is, but there's a button you click and it shows you just what it is in HTML, and I can copy that out and put that in my description, and I get a much more beautiful description. I'd like to show that to you guys. I'm on the fence actually about showing you what my product is. Because it's so competitive, I don't think anybody else is going to want to jump on it. If you guys are interested in that and you would like me to share and you're not going to be assholes and try to yank my product out from underneath me, let me know and I'll just share everything with what we're doing. Like I said, I'm getting ready to start another product, so this one doesn't matter to me quite as much. Anyways, so there's a nifty little tip on how you can get a prettier product description. Bullets. Again, can't remember your name off the top of my head for the life of me. I look at so many names every day answering people's questions and stuff, but your helpful advice on writing kind of emotional bullets, things that kind of hit home with you, that hit your sweet spot, like for families, blah blah blah, do this with your family. I don't know if I'm explaining properly, but instead of just blue shelving holds max weight, blah. So instead of just the bare basics of what it is, you could say beautiful shelving that will last for years so that you can put all your family photos on it or something like that. I don't know. But really amping up it's just better copy, right? It's better copy to have that. When they read that, they get the little touchy-feelies in their chest and they're like, oh, I need to buy that. That's something else that I'm going to change with my images. I haven't got around to. I really need to put, for my particular product, kids, we'll say. I think that's going to help the conversion rate significantly. Title. I went through and made sure that my title also followed that pattern of the bullet points and the description, which was using the highest converting keywords only, not repeating them, making sure that it was ultra clear and relevant to what my product was. So no stuffing at all. So what have we learned here? You want images with badges. You want to make sure you're not stuffing your keywords. Take care of that. Make sure your keywords that you picked out are in your bullet points. And that's realistically what you're going to do with your PPC too. I am not running any PPC that's auto because I went through and looked at the list and it was ungodly what they were running it under. I don't want to show up for anything that's not related to my product. So not interested in pulling in customers out of automotive that we're looking at something to do with mufflers or whatever. I don't know. So only super relevant. Only super relevant. And now's a good time to show you the clip. If you look here in AMZ Tracker, you can see that this is, see the green? It's the how far my rank has come up and what my current rank is. Now it's actually dropped a little bit since yesterday. I'm not sure. I know there's some fluctuation, but obviously going up over 100,000 in rank just in a single day is incredible. So definitely take these tips and run with them, and hopefully that'll help you out. Now, something else with AMZ Tracker that I didn't mention was also helping me boost my rank was they have this thing called Super URL. And what it does is it takes and lets you give it a bunch of keywords that you want to rank for. And then every time this link that it produces for you is clicked, it shows Amazon that people were looking for this keyword and then they came to you, right? So it ties that together and it helps boost you up in your rankings for that keyword. So what I did was I went and ran a Facebook campaign with that super URL, and I don't give a flying what he buys from that. I mean, I do, honestly. Like, I'd love for people to buy, but I took and I created an ad that I just thought would convert well for getting people to click the link. The more people that click the link, the better I'm going to rank for keywords. So regardless of whether they buy or not, they're helping me out every time they click the link. And I ran the Facebook ad so that I only have to pay every time it's clicked. Anyways, that's an additional thing that I'm doing that I attribute my ranking raising so fast to. That being said, I've only had maybe, I don't know, 200 link clicks based off of the Facebook stuff. So I wouldn't attribute all of it to that. Right, so quick recap, just to make sure you got it. Don't try to use as many character spaces in your keywords as possible. Make sure your bullet points are relevant and have kind of an emotional connection with your buyer. Product description, there's an easy way to convert it to HTML so that you have a more beautiful product description. Make sure your keywords are in it, don't keyword stuff. Title, same thing. One last tip, and this is only speculation, but I really kind of think I'm right. If your product sells for $10, Amazon is gonna make X amount of money off of it. If your product sells for $15, Amazon's gonna get slightly more money. If your product sells for $20, they're gonna get slightly more money. I think that part of the reason my rank was crap was I had my price super low. It was like $12 to begin with, trying to get some first initial buys. When that sale ended and my price went back to around $25, I think Amazon is trying to help me get more sales, because if I'm selling a product for more money, they're gonna make more money. So and the reason I think this and kind of have, I think I have a case, is we've also heard Tanner say that sometimes he actually sells better when he raises his price. Well, that kind of makes sense in the grand scheme of things, because if you're selling a product that's $100, Amazon makes $15 per sale. They obviously want you to sell more items than the guy selling for $2 that they only get $1 off of. It's just common sense that they would write their algorithm that way. So you might stop. Now, obviously, you can't just bump your price up to God knows whatever, because people are not going to to buy your product if it's way overpriced. But if you can get it up to the top, as high as you can, obviously you're gonna pay a little bit more, but you're probably gonna make a little bit more. And I really think that this is gonna help with your rankings. Lesson learned on my side, obviously I was being lazy the way I was doing my keywords. I hope you guys aren't making the same mistake. Obviously, if you're doing your keywords right, this is not gonna work for you on that spectrum. Definitely check out, doesn't have to be AMZ Tracker, but Kibble offers it. I think Jungle Scouts Jumps In offers the super URL. Get a hold of the super URL, run some Facebook campaigns, take advantage of people clicking on the ad to help boost your keyword rankings and maybe make a sale or two. I actually think that probably the sale I got today was from my Facebook ad. I'm kind of correlating my product with being a Mother's Day present, and I know Mother's Day is coming up sometime. I'm not real good with dates, but yeah, that's it today. It rained for the last 2 days, so it's actually kind of nice today. So I'm gonna edit this video up, and I'm gonna get outside and check how bad my yard is, and maybe take a walk. You know the drill. As always, I want you to go do something great, and I'll catch you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Oh, please hit the subscribe button. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. If you don't like it, please don't hit the thumbs down unless you think it really, really, really sucked. And even then, don't do it. So, peace. Yeah, that last thing, the peace. Yeah. So, I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.